Hello, Al Pals. This is Big Al. Welcome to Big Al Presents Films with Friends. The film is the classic Clint Eastwood Western from 1976, The Outlaw Josie Wales, a film so full of testosterone that it literally made my chest hair grow 3 inches the first time I watched it, which was kind of cool because I was only 11. But that is the film. The friends are the usual suspects. Wait, that's another movie, but one we may have to watch one day. We have the lovely Nanette Pacelli of Netters Network. How are you doing, my lady? And what is your fire water tonight?
I'm doing great, Al, and I'm drinking my usual Diet Dr. Pepper.
Diet Dr. Pepper sounds good. Sounds yummy. We also have her eh, better half,
Half.
other half, lesser
Half.
half. Who knows? All depends on it's all the point of view. We have Troy Pacelli, Cartan the Klingon cleric
Yeah.
himself, Papa Pacelli, the man of Friday night drunkenness. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, not drunk enough.
I
He
saw
fools
that.
us on Fridays.
I
True,
saw
true,
that
true.
darn mug you had last night, and I'm like, good God.
So last night's show, I was doing the thing on Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, and
Mhm.
one of the things that I don't think I got it across very well last night because there was a lot to cover. Was there was this whole running joke about a mega pint? He said something about the
About a
he,
mega pint of wine.
yeah, it was a mega pint of
I
wine,
saw
which
that.
I don't know if I didn't want to run afoul of certain, and you can't even blame YouTube for this, but the people that were dealing with that video, everyone that puts that video up gets struck for it.
Wow.
So I wasn't going to show it, but in
Yeah.
that video, that was the center of what they were talking about on Thursday. You could see him fill this glass of wine, and what it basically was is, and what this looks like, a mason jar. It was a
Right.
glass mason jar with a stem on it, like
Oh yeah.
like a
It's
like a wine glass, and it looked
right.
actually kind of kitschy
I know
cool.
I know a lot of people who have stuff like that. I've got, what was that? There was a restaurant that used to serve their drinks in mason jars,
Oh
like
yeah,
po' boys, po' folks. There was some restaurant around. I knew we had one in the area here, but it was like country food, but they served like mason jars. It was really
sure.
cool.
And there's certain drinks that a bar guide will tell you this drink is specifically meant to be served in a mason jar and whatnot. But
Right.
anyway, so yeah,
Yeah.
he referred
Well,
to it as a mega pint out of court in some of the material that was being shared. So the term
yeah.
mega pint kept coming up, and
Right.
so yeah.
But what are you drinking tonight?
Same as Netter because she gave it to me. Diet Dr. Pepper.
Okay, and of course, our I don't know if we should call him special guest or
He's
Special
special, all
guest.
right.
occasion,
Hey,
or occasional out of town drop by. Uh, we have the wonderful aged boomer Lone Waddy himself tonight. How are you doing, sir? And what are you drinking?
I'm doing well. I have an Arnold Palmer.
Nice.
That's
Ooh,
half tea,
very
half
nice.
lemonade. I wonder if they had that back in the Old West. What do you think, huh?
I don't
I
think
wouldn't be
they.
surprised if they did.
Do you ever
They
think
might
Arnold
have.
Palmer goes into a bar and orders one of himself?
That's
Give me a me.
give me a me. I want a me on the rocks. If anybody's wondering, I have a mango peach green tea
It sounds
Ooh,
kind of good.
from Crystal Light. Yeah, it's like the peach iced tea with a little bit of mango, and I think it's derived from green tea. I don't know, but
Nice,
it's good.
nice.
It's something different. I'm like I said, trying different things now. Outlaw Josie Wales, huge big hit back in the mid 70s, 76, of course, S, one BSW before Star Wars, 1 year before Star Wars, and I remember seeing it in the movie theater, and I was about 11. I don't know, it was PG, so great Western. I went to go see it, and it was a very man type of movie. I thought it was really uh, awesome. Netter has said she has not seen this, correct?
Nope, I've not seen it.
Never seen it. This is to me, this is my favorite Clint Eastwood movie. Probably the first time I really, knew who he was, and then kind of, found out more later on as I grew up. But Troy, about you?
Well, before, so are you saying this was your first Clint Eastwood film?
It's the first one I remember seeing.
Huh. Well, just for the record, I think mine was for a few dollars more, which is also pretty out of order, but
Yeah. I total truthfulness, have not seen in their entirety any of the spaghetti westerns of Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Really bizarre. As much as I like him, it's almost like I've seen so much of them. I don't know if I could. I don't feel uh, an intense need to like start from beginning to end. I'll have
What?
I
Sorry.
mean,
Fistful of dollars. Check it out.
I've seen.
No, it's not the same.
I know.
You'll like them. They're good.
I plan to. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
I like his American westerns, but the Italian
Big Al,
ones are
I would
kind of the
defend you,
standard.
but it's too fun to hear this
Yeah,
banter.
that's fine. No, that's right. And as we now know, Boomer, who is a huge Clint Eastwood fan.
Yeah.
My favorite actor, favorite Hollywood
Yeah.
actor, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. I've got to give him credit. I don't, like I said, I would definitely put him in my top 5. But I don't know who my favorite actor. Well, modern actors, that would be harder. Like old school. I'm like Charlton Heston is definitely up there, and Gable and Bogart. But yeah, Eastwood, just amazing. And this, I remember I've said it before previously when talking about this film. This is the film that before Tombstone came out was the film I designated that if you hadn't seen this film, you weren't a man yet. And that included women. So, just an odd, just an odd little thing. Like the reaction that Boomer just gave, it was like, you haven't seen the Outlaw Josie Wales? Well, come back when you do. It's just one of those weird things. But yeah, just love this. So what's your impression of the film, Troy? Is it like a favorite? Do you remember much?
So yeah, I was starting to tell you a little bit. So as a kid, I caught a lot of the Clint Eastwood films on here on WGN. You'll hear me talk about WGN a lot. This was the channel that carried
one of those superstations.
Right, exactly. It where I watched Bozo and a lot of other things, family classics and whatnot. And they had on the weekends, they had like for a good period of time when I was a kid, on I think it was Sundays, they had Western Sunday or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I saw most of the Clint Eastwood cowboy movies. And I got to admit, they kind of ran together in my head. So for a long time, it would be like, oh, I don't know if I've seen that movie. And then I'd see it again. Oh, I remember this one. I mean, and then I'd forget which one was the Outlaw Josie Wales, which one was Fistful of Dollars, which one was, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
Or Hang 'em High and stuff like that. Yeah.
right.
yeah, a lot of, like I said, a lot of the spaghetti westerns kind of do that. For
Yeah.
Outlaw Josie Wales, it kind of has a certain look, the hat
Yeah.
and the guns and everything. There's just a certain, and the way his beard is. But let me say hi to the chat. Netter was first, but she doesn't count. And Troy was second, who also doesn't count.
Also, I count even less.
But Troy has given us the Cosby link. So
Yep.
if you don't have a copy and you want to watch it, please go to that link. That's the second up top there. That's why I have to go to YouTube if I want to pin it, right?
Right.
Let me go
Yeah.
to YouTube.
And
pin
unfortunately,
that.
you have to do it because a Blue Wrench can't even do it.
Yeah, I am all powerful on my channel. It
Yes.
is scary. Okay.
Slowly but
Oh,
surely.
I'm getting the weird feedback from hearing myself.
Oh, because it
It is pinned. So
Awesome.
yeah,
There
if you need to watch the movie via Cosby, it is definitely there. When we do start it, please let Troy know if you can hear
Yeah.
us and the film.
Sir Torrance
Very
said he'd take
important.
care of that for us.
Okay, Sir Torrin. And speaking of Sir Torrin, welcome, sir. Saying good evening, everyone. It'd be hard for Earl Palmer to do that now. Yep, he is not.
True.
Is he? He is. That's right. He did pass away.
Yeah, not really too
sometimes
long ago.
Yeah, you kind of lose. We've been losing so many. I've lost track.
Mm-hmm.
Unless ghosts can drink. Oh, you never know. I think and Daniel Heron saying hello. Hi, Daniel Heron. How are you doing? I did invite him, but he probably had a long day and will need some rest.
I certainly understand.
He has really been heavy duty streaming lately. The man is getting lots of soundtracks. It's awesome. Must be great to have money where you can have a hobby like that. Troy's Perfect World's probably the first Clint Eastwood movie he ever saw. It's kind of like a road film. Kevin Costner played a fugitive who kidnapped a kid. Oh, I remember that film.
Been meaning to watch that one. That's on my list. I'm trying to get through all the Eastwood movies, but that's on my list. Yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that one. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, this is the first one I remember watching. If I had seen one before, it just didn't stick. But this was kind of there are several movies pre Star Wars that I do remember seeing and where I was. I remember seeing this one. I remember seeing Jaws, and some Disney films. I remember seeing Blackbeard's Ghost. That was always a fun little one. In that weird little Disney period of
was that a Disney film?
That was a Disney
film.
I thought so. Yeah. Okay.
Peter Ustinov playing Blackbeard, helping a football team win, which is just hysterical. It's that weird that late '60s, early '70s Disney was very bizarre.
Yes.
The computer wore tennis shoes.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
The strongest.
It was Kurt Russell, right?
Yeah, Kurt Russell was in several of them. Like Jan Michael Vincent was in one. They had the one Gus where the donkey would kick field goals. I always loved that one. That was a cool one too. I remember seeing that one. But I'm gonna say let's get ready to get this film started. It's a little over 2 hours, 15 minutes over 2 hours 15 minutes. I'm starting for me at the 0 point. It's black right before the WB logo, which is kind of a sepia tone, and it goes right to the film.
Yeah, that threw me off. I was like, wait a minute, this isn't a black and white movie.
No, it gives it that kind of old-fashioned look,
That's
that
cool.
Old Western style look. And getting ready to start in. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, play. Warner Brothers Pictures, a Time Warner company.
They put out many a great motion picture.
Yes, they have.
Now this starts out in Missouri, right?
Yeah, he's a Missouri farmer. He's got a wife and a
Mhm.
son.
He's
Very
trying to get.
happy.
Gotta be hard work back then, huh? Working a farm.
Oh yeah. Well, back then, he's probably, he probably didn't have to pay too much for the land, and
It's a plow, right? They gotta get the plow in
yeah,
there.
old pal, one horse, trying to get a big old rock out of the way. I will say I love his hat in this movie, but I hate this hat.
What's a
On
farmer's
him.
hat?
It's a farmer's
Yeah.
hat, but it looks weird on him.
Yeah.
You know? It's like it doesn't have a band or anything. Right? It just looks a little weird.
Looks rusty.
Yeah.
Sounds like thunder. Well,
Does that look familiar to you, Boomer?
What?
the smoke.
the smoke coming out.
I'm already reading up on the fire in my area. Apparently,
Yeah.
the fighters are after it. No house has been damaged yet, but yeah, don't bring that up.
Excuse me.
I can smell it in the air. It's got that smoky smell, the wood smoky smell. Oh well.
Well, put a roast on and maybe you get the barbecue.
It's all my
sensation.
physical media gets destroyed. I think I'm going to switch to digital. I'm just saying, I'm not buying these again. All right. Anyway, look at this. Look at this. Boom.
And I think they are Jayhawkers from Kansas.
Yeah, I think they're called red legs.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's I think his name's Bill McKinney. He was in a lot of Clint's films.
He does use a lot of the same actors, like a gentleman we'll see played the mayor in Dirty Harry that we'll be seeing soon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what's the story with this? Why they burned down his house, and I think they just took his wife?
They killed his wife and son.
Yeah.
Well, this is taking place during the Civil War, and some bad things happened in the Civil War. Apparently, some bad things happened in certain states like Missouri that were at the hands of members of the Union Army. If I'm were to go by what this is saying.
Well, Missouri was Confederate, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Missouri
believe so.
was like one of those weird states where it was like split. But Kansas was pro-union, and so they were always doing raids, no matter what.
Yeah.
And they just go in there and do stuff like this.
And, I mean, people don't seem to realize that, what happens today and what happened 100 years ago and what happened 1,000 years ago, human nature is pretty similar. So it's not uncommon for, tribalism to result in something like this.
Yeah. And keep in mind, this gentleman was a farmer. I don't think he was particularly political, probably. He was probably just trying to work the land.
Nope,
because land, living his life with his
there's plenty of people that get their stores raided, and they're not political, but they just happen to have stuff that people want to steal.
Yeah.
But this is the birth of a force of nature that a lot of people are going to have a hard time dealing with.
So this was so after having seen, and this was one of those ones, I didn't remember the title, but I remembered the story. When I first read a reprint of the origin story for The Punisher, I remember thinking, oh, just like Clint Eastwood.
Okay, look, his gun's all right.
Does that look familiar to you? That particular sidearm?
Oh,
It's a very, very, I'm not sure if it's the same, but it's a very similar one to the one that was being used on the set of the Baldwin film.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, like getting used to it, becoming good at it.
His mule's like, dude, stop with the noise.
Yeah. And now see, that's some subtle storytelling there. You know, you see that tiny little sapling, you know, that he's planted.
Yep.
You know, that without saying anything, it tells you a lot of story.
All right, so we've got. We'll be introducing himself soon.
And John Landis saw this movie, and that's where when John Vernon
Mm-hmm.
later on, that's how John Vernon got the role for Animal House.
Oh, interesting.
Was 'cause of
Oh,
this film.
really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm coming with you. That's interesting. I think they were just trying to say, look, we'll make this right.
I love that. I mean, again, very few words, but it conveys so much, you know, emotion and implied story.
What are red legs?
It's a brand of Union Soldier. I have some kind of article up about them, of course.
Their whole purpose was like shock and awe kind of tactics, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Red Legs were a somewhat secretive organization, about 50 to 100 ardent abolitionists who were hand-selected for harsh duties along the border. Membership in the group was fluid, and some of the men went on to serve in the 7th Kansas Cavalry or other regular Army commands and state militias. Okay. What is this from?
But I like the music here is kind of that Civil War
Uh-huh. Yes.
pipe, kind of that fife and drum.
Basically, it looks like they're a brand of Union. They work for the Union.
Right.
That was the impression I got. Yeah.
From the book Gone to Texas.
Gone to
Yes.
Texas.
I'm assuming in the book Gone to Texas, Josie Wales is trying to go to Texas. I'm assuming.
Well, I mean,
was-
every time I
it was
see something like it, I
originally-
want to read the book now.
It was
Yeah.
originally called The Rebel Outlaw Josie Wales, was the original title of the book, and then got reprinted as Gone to Texas.
Were they afraid of making a sympathetic Confederate character? Is that what that why they changed the title? Because it's.
I don't know.
I mean,
Well,
I suppose that.
I mean, they set him up immediately as a sympathetic character.
Yes.
I mean, Outlaw, it's what he is. After
Mm-hmm.
in a few more minutes, you find out why he is an outlaw. And remember, he is a Confederate. So I know today everybody like, you can't make a Confederate a nice guy.
It
doesn't
was
mean-
complicated.
Yeah,
You had brother
it's
versus
a
brother.
Whole different time period.
Yeah.
Did you see him own any slaves? No.
No.
He was
Well-
tilling the land himself.
And
He
again,
was he was a man who got done wrong by a certain set of people, and so he decided to go against that set of people.
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of no different today, right? You know, the whole thing in Ukraine, you know, there are no good guys over there, and yet people like to reduce it down to these good guys, those bad guys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And Clint Eastwood gets credit for directing this, but there was another director attached, and they kind of had a little falling out.
Which isn't uncommon, I've heard, for well, for him, but he's not the only one either.
Yeah.
Let's see. Estimated about 620,000 dead, Civil War.
Yeah.
360,222 Union deaths, 258,000 Confederate deaths. Interesting.
It was a bad time.
If you dig into those statistics, it gets really interesting. A lot of people didn't die from getting shot.
Interesting. Starvation?
There was some starvation, but a lot of infections, a lot of disease.
It's
Exposure.
funny. It's funny. Some guy online, he's doing like old American recipes, and he was doing one from the Civil War, I guess, on the Union soldiers. And there was some meal called Hellfire Stew.
Oh yeah.
That sounds
Apparently,
good.
That's
well,
made with
apparently
hardtack.
it was made with pork hardtack rolled in pork fat because hardtack is just
I saw that one.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
actually sounds pretty good. Sounds like a good way to serve hardtack.
tasting history
What's hardtack? Is that like a
with
beef?
Max Miller.
It's
yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah,
It's like
Yeah,
a hard, dry biscuit.
Mhm.
Oh,
It because it's dry, you can travel with it.
yeah.
They
And
used to put it
it's-
on ships.
It's basically water and flour and
Yep.
salt, I think, and it's baked to the point that it's hard as a brick.
Yep.
Now they're giving a thing. Go on, sign the thing, pledge your loyalty. You're free to go, right?
Yeah.
So
Which was real. I mean, that's what a lot of them did. If Jesse James
Yep.
was like that, he fought on one side and had to take a pledge his loyalty to America and got to go.
now Josie's got a different hat. You like this hat better, Netter?
Oh, I'm the one who mentioned the hat. But
Oh, you okay?
I
Sorry.
do like that hat. Yeah, I like that hat a lot better. Got a little bit more body to it.
that's a nicer hat.
I need to move somewhere where wearing cowboy hats is normal. That might be maybe that's what I got to do.
Is there a place where they still wear cowboy hats?
Oh, Texas, come on! Of course they do.
Well, I know Texas, but like to what extent?
I don't
Unle-
know. I'm just
I mean,
saying.
tell you
if you're
what.
not on a ranch, is someone
Well,
like walking around in Dallas with like a cowboy hat and a suit?
I don't think anyone would look at you funny.
Okay.
I'm just
I'll tell
saying.
you what. Even around here in the Chicago area, I wear a hat that's got a very southern kind of look to it, and I
Mhm.
get a lot of people saying it looks nice.
I used to have a cowboy hat.
Yeah, they're kind of neat. I gotta tell you, when I was a kid, I saw Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and I was
Yeah.
hooked on these Clint Eastwood westerns. And I went out to the store. I tried wearing like one of my dad's cowboy hats. I got the cap guns that look like the old fashioned cowboy guns.
Oh yeah,
I was
with
just
the little red strip.
yeah, the little red strip, and they would make the smoke. And it's funny. I had a modern cap gun that looked like a
Yes.
modern gun, and I had the western
Mhm.
ones. Yeah,
I had a cap gun.
I love.
yeah. I
cap
used
guns
to
back
love
then.
those as a kid.
Sometimes I would just take the strip and hit them with a hammer, just to make the sound.
Rock.
Mhm.
Yep, I would take a rock to them. See how many I can do at once.
Cool. Oh yeah, I think I tried that too when I was a kid. Yeah. Some kids would try lighting the cap roll on fire, which would annoy me because it's like, don't waste my caps. It's like,
Yeah. I like that. I like that telescope, little spyglass thing he's got.
useful thing to own. I used to
Yes,
think of
it is.
pirates having those when I was a kid. I was like, look at that, you get yourself a nice meal. Ah.
That was a bad thing. You had to give up your gun. When you talk about a spyglass and stuff, I have an eye that goes over. I have a lazy eye, so I don't see 3D. So I can't use binoculars effectively. And basically, I'm just using one side of it. I need to get like a monoculars, like the ones they got.
All right, so
Like this is the winners, and those guys are the losers. So they kind of put them down.
Okay,
Well,
why do they have to give up their weapons?
Yep.
Because
they were armed combatants against
exactly.
the country.
So from the Union perspective, these are traitors.
Exactly.
So they're looking at them. Yes.
And they're going to make them swear an oath to the country.
Yep.
Which honestly is better than, prison or, summary execution.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Sir Torin used to hit them with hammers. That's right. Oh, there's the leader of the
that's one of the red legs we saw earlier. Is that right?
Yeah, he's the one that slashed him with the sword.
And burned the house down with his wife and son in it. Yeah.
And basically, he's the guy in charge now, which is not good for these guys because, yeah.
And he's like, "Listen, I brought these men to you. Come on, this is." He brought all but one, Josie Wales.
It makes it sound like they had a vendetta against him, and that's why they killed his wife and kid.
No, but I think maybe he knows who Josie was because of what happened after. He probably got a name for himself on the battlefield, and Josie Wales wouldn't exist if this guy left him and his family alone. You see,
the sign of the red legs. They've got those leggings that they wear.
I think Clint Eastwood said the original reason this movie was made and what's supposed to symbolize was how America was feeling about Vietnam at the time in the 70s. Like,
makes
country
sense.
was bitter over that war, and this is sort of how people are bitter over this war. This is,
We have many decades of people not being too happy about U.S. aggression where it don't belong.
Yep.
Well, it didn't help that it was on television either for the first time.
Yeah.
Or one could argue it did help. It helps people to see this is what goes on when you send your boys overseas.
Well, yeah, but that's like I said, that's why there was the sentiment against it.
I get you. You're absolutely right.
Before that, it was just newspaper articles.
Yeah. Which tends to sanitize it a bit.
So raise your right hands. Pledge loyalty to the Union.
Sam Bottoms. No longer with us, sadly. Just love how enthusiastic they are about this pledge.
Uh-oh.
Today, he would be a liberal part of Black Lives Matter, I think.
What, that kid?
Yeah,
maybe.
He just has that feeling.
Probably.
Vernon is lying, Missouri scum. Was that Josie saw it happening?
Now they were already getting ready to execute them all, right? This was already planned.
It was a setup. It was a setup to just
See, that's just it. This is what I said. In theory, taking an oath and laying down your gun, okay. That ain't what's actually happening, though.
No, this is they're setting them up for the slaughter.
So what have we learned, folks? When someone tries to make you give up your gun,
don't give it up.
I like this. You said they'd be decently treated. They weren't decently treated. They were
They're
decently fed.
and they
and they-
decently shot.
That's a senator saying that.
Yep. And we got senators now talking about how people should die.
Okay, Troy, question. Did that style of gun, what is that, a Gatling gun, did that exist in the Civil War?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
That's where it got its first real play, so to speak.
Yes and no. I was reading this in my research. The one he's using was actually a 1867 model.
Oh, okay.
It had a different feed system, but
Okay.
in general, yes, they did have Gatling guns.
All right.
It was just a slightly couple years ahead of its time for the film period.
Because I was watching Django, and he has the little machine gun he's kept secret from everybody, and he can lift it up in his arms and fire it. And I'm like, that did not exist in the Old West.
oh no, yeah. That was
Okay,
That's a
cannons do not
fantasy.
Stop bullets.
no, they don't. Oh yeah, and that was not even the truly first in quotes machine gun, but even to this day there are some great features about that style of weapon, because since the barrels are turning too, it
Yep.
gives them time to cool. It is a pretty cool weapon. Because I got nothing better to do.
So Fletcher was with them. It's a trap. Now I feel kind of bad for Fletcher. Fletcher didn't know that was going
Right.
to happen.
Fletcher's in the middle of it, and
Yeah.
he's kind of
Fletcher just wants the war to be over. He's done.
yeah.
He's like, let's
He
move on.
wanted he wanted them to do what they had to do and then go off and live their life, but
Yeah.
they changed the game on him, and he has too much knowledge for them to just kill.
Yeah.
He knows Josie better than anybody.
So what exactly makes him an outlaw?
What did Netter say? I heard.
What makes him an outlaw? And basically it's because he was fighting on the opposite side. That's literally all it is.
And now she shot at Union soldiers. The war's over. You can't be doing that, even though they, of course, executed those men. What are you
Right.
talking about? That didn't happen. You
No,
know,
yeah,
it's
no,
like-
it absolutely did. Yeah, yeah.
I know. I'm just saying. Hound the swells, the kingdom come. Hound them, senator. Yeah, okay. A man like Wales lives by the feud.
Who's the actor playing Fletcher? He looks really
I like-
familiar.
MASH.
I love that it says because of what you did
Okay.
today, I've got to kill that man.
Or Dean Wormer if you prefer.
Dean Wormer, that's where I know him best from.
Yeah, but John Vernon was in a lot of Eastwood. He, like I said, he was the mayor of San Francisco in the original Dirty Harry. He's a Canadian actor, I believe. He's shown up in a lot of movies, though.
Yes, but was he invited
What?
to show up? Well, you say he showed up in a lot of movies, so I was like, but was he invited?
Well, I don't know. That reminds me of a story I heard about how they were filming Red Sonja, and then Arnold just shows up on the set one day to see what was going on, and then they cast him. I don't know if that story's true or not. I don't know if that story's true or not, but I've heard that, and they said, "Okay, we'll just make a role for him since he's here."
My favorite story from Red Sonja is that Bridget Nielsen was trying to get with Arnold, and he saw how crazy she was, so he pawned her off on Stallone.
Dude, not cool. I guess we got Cobra out of it, right?
Yep, and Rocky.
Okay, he's not doing so hot. This kid, he got shot in the back. They got to put the horses. They got to lie them down because they got to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Lay flat on the ground.
Go as low as possible. I did read all the horse stuff in this actually is what happened. So I don't know if
Horses
I don't
are-
know if they
don't
could
want
say
to
no
think of that.
horses were hurt.
No, I'm sure they had people on the set making sure. Just
Yeah, there's a very interesting history to the use of animals in films and what kinds of rights they had at different times.
mhm.
But by and large, films like this with a horse like that, you got to think of the horse as an actor. He was
Yeah.
the horse is literally playing, and he gets the impression of what he wants to, what you want him to do, and he does it. Gets
The horse is
rewarded if he
smiling.
does. Yeah, well, because of the
There's
bit,
some
yeah.
big teeth on a horse. Just thinking
Yeah.
that.
and those are finger crushing teeth. Let me tell you.
I can imagine. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get messed with a horse.
Horsey
Yeah.
braces are a little crooked.
And the thing too is, horses generally are very gentle, but they have this thing where they can't really even see their own mouth, and that's why they say keep your hands away from their mouth. They can't see if that's your finger or a sugar cube or what that is,
Or carrot.
or carrot. Yeah.
Look, it's a bunch of carrots.
And then they're like, oh, that doesn't taste right.
Here's another guy that shows up in a lot of Clint Eastwood
Yeah.
movies. He's one of the Black Widows in the Any Which Way You Can and Every Which Way But Loose.
Every which way but loose.
I have that song stuck in my head. I remember that song. Now, what do you think of this dapper gentleman, huh?
I like the hat.
I like that. I've always liked that kind of character, the traveling salesman guy with the
With the tonic.
tonics and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
What was in those tonics? Alcohol?
It varied widely. It really did. Generally, it was some sort of alcohol, but it could be turpentine.
Could be cocaine,
Oh.
opium. It could be anything in there.
And he'd say, I have a medical certificate here that he produces or something. So. I remember the tonic salesman pitching Peach Dragon. I remember that.
Oh, we've got that one on DVD. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah. There's a whole thing with the guy trying to sell the medicine in the town. And yeah, it's like a musical number.
Of course.
Perfect for cramp. Perfect. For
Here we go. We'll eat half a side of bacon, 10 pounds of beef jerky, 20 pounds of horse grain. So they had beef jerky back then, huh?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Beef jerky goes back
That's-
almost as far as we've had meat.
They had to have ways of
Preserving
yeah.
it. Huh?
preserving it. Yeah. And I love me some beef jerky.
Right?
God, I could. chew
Have
on that
you
stuff all
ever
day.
had fresh, made,
Yep.
fresh made beef jerky?
Yep.
It's different than what you get in the store.
Is it not as tough?
It's sometimes tougher, but
Interesting.
it's
Depends
good.
on who makes it and how they prepare it.
Yeah.
Because
I had-
you can get like full pieces, or some people will grind it up and then form it back up again.
Yep.
I'm
Oh
good
man,
with
you're
either
making me
one.
hungry.
Doodly squat. That's a great word.
Yep.
That's what they said back then.
Yep.
The idea is in the old days, you would come up with substitute cuss words to prevent you from saying
Yeah.
the ones you wanted to say. You know?
Yeah.
And I've
My-
always go ahead.
My mother, instead of saying SHI, you know what?
Yeah.
She would go Sugarfoot.
Yeah.
That was her word.
My mom's thing was
Sugarfoot.
Hell's Bells.
Hell's bells? Okay.
And I'll tell you, sometimes the personally made up epithets can be incredibly endearing and sometimes better than the real thing.
And I still to this day use one from the Michael Keaton film, Johnny Dangerously.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I'll go, some of the bits bastage.
You farging ice
You
hole.
farting
Dim
arsehole.
cork sucker.
One my piano teacher back when I was younger liked to use was
Troy,
G's.
the movie's not playing.
Oop. I'm sorry. I hit the there we go.
Now, you know if you need a
wasn't
timestamp,
paying
Troy.
attention.
I'm at
You need a
30,
timestamp?
36,
Nope, we're caught up.
37.
Okay.
Okay.
I know one teacher of mine used was G's Louise. You know, it's like
That
Any of
reminds
you
me of
guys ever
Archie
used a
Bunker, 'cause
ferry
he
boat
always
like
said
that?
what?
The ropes.
Jeez,
Archie Bunker, he
Jeez
always said that.
Louise.
Oh, he did. Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
I remember
Them
for
again,
a short,
Josie.
I remember for a short time we had one on our creek like that. It wasn't very far, but it was just something that they used to get fast to the other side.
Now this is interesting. This whole skiff business, huh? You have to go across on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It wasn't uncommon.
Well, think about it. That's gonna be tough going across a river like that, right? Just like with.
Well, I bet if that guy does that for a living like that, I bet his hands are
Yep.
tough.
He's got some strong arms.
Strong arms, but just imagine his hands.
Oh,
They're
hands are
hard
calloused.
leather,
Yeah.
man.
Of the
I like how he
calling of
changes
the
the
Lord.
music the closer he gets to the other side.
Do you know where this was filmed?
Not offhand. Let me see.
Someplace south?
We go to the magic of Wikipedia.
Now, of course, glory, hallelujah. That's the battle hymn of the Republic,
Battle
which I
Hymn of the
believe
Republic. Yeah.
was the song for the Union. That was the
Yep.
Union Army song. Of course, Dixie was the Confederate song, and they're both great songs. If you
Mhm.
listen to both of them, I'll admit the Battle Hymn of the Republic still might take the cake though, because it's a very powerful song.
I had a priest when I was growing up who said that that's what he wanted played at his funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They played it when the Pope visited a couple years back. That's what they played when he showed up.
Looks like Utah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of it was in Utah.
Okay.
I mean, probably, especially the end stuff. He's got a plan.
What's the plan, I wonder?
Shoot him up.
Turn back. Are you crazy? He knows. He knows something's going to go horribly wrong.
Yep, he knows Josie's mind.
He's like, "Yep, I figured."
He's just so cool and calm.
Well, this is a man with nothing to lose, right?
Yep.
He when you don't care if you live or die, very easy to not have a great deal of fear.
I love it. Now, is a scope like that truly effective?
That's an interesting question because it also depends on the accuracy of those particular rifled barrels to begin with. And
Yeah.
the
Well,
answer is I
if it's
don't know for
rifled,
certain.
If it's rifled, it would be darn accurate. But I'm just wondering about the eyepiece he's got. It just looks a little.
The
Whoops.
theory behind a scope like that is since it runs parallel with the barrel, you know that you're looking down the barrel. But
Okay, why did the horse fall off the ferry?
Oops.
because it panicked.
Look
Well,
away.
he didn't have to kill the
Look
man. All he had to do
away.
was cut the
Dixie
rope.
laugh. Just waiting for him to get into the middle of the river.
Look away. Look away.
Well, that bought him time.
Hope that horse got to safety.
Well, in story, you're supposed to assume that if it wasn't hit, it probably drowned. In reality, yeah, it was staged.
Same horses swim.
Yeah, there's a wonderful rendition of the Dixie song on YouTube. It has a very, I don't know, like Scots Celtic feel to it. And then there's also some good renditions of Battle Hymn of the Republic you can find on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
a lot of music from that period. I mean, the Appalachia.
Oh yeah.
and Southern. There's a lot of Scots and Irish and.
Yep.
I thought I was going to feed that to him. Like, that looks gross.
It's a potus.
I didn't know at the time. I can
Supposed
only
to-
see what Troy has up on the big screen for Cosme because, for whatever reason, it's not playing on my computer, and all I can do is read subtitles. I did all the fancy needlework.
Yeah. Well, I guess the mother died. You think maybe during childbirth? That was more common back then. But
Yeah.
Well, either that or could have happened during this war.
yeah, that's true.
Or just disease.
Do you know Rose of Alabama, Josie?
I know Rosa San Antonio.
What's going on over in England at this time? Was this the Victorian industrial age, or is this 1850s? Right? Yeah.
1850s, well, 60s.
Yeah, this would have been the
Mid-60s.
Victorian era.
We got the Josie Wales. I always recognize that guy too.
Yeah.
Oh, he was Uncle Leo on Seinfeld.
Oh yes, yes, you're right.
Len Lesser.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember now.
Better shoot him now, boys. It didn't come back on. So Torn said.
Oh shoot. Let me see what could cause this, because it didn't stop playing, so that means that Cosme is the problem.
It's on HBO Max if you have that.
These are some
Supposedly.
shady-looking individuals.
Oh yeah, and they see him as a cash cow, man. It's like, woo.
How's that look?
It looks good because
It's
I
come
can
through.
see it now. I
Okay.
thought it was just my computer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let me know if you need a timestamp or anything.
Nope. It actually didn't stop. It just
Oh, I see. It just wasn't
disconnected
coming through.
from Cosme. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I thought it was my computer, so I didn't say anything.
Now, Rose of Alabama. Who is that? Oh, look at this.
You got to give the kid credit. It keeps his head about him.
Look at this, Pa. Is that you, Pa? I ain't your Pa. Now shut up. I got the goal right here.
Oh yeah.
What goal is he talking about? There's no goal. He's crazy. Now, of course, they're not going to believe Josie, are they?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Chance at gold. Got to take that chance. It's back.
Take a look under
Sir
that blanket.
Boom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. I'm sorry. Certain people back then, kill or
Yep.
be killed. You know,
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
sorry. This is just
Absolutely.
Always nice to have that little gun hidden away somewhere else. I love this line.
You.
Buzzards got to eat, same as worms.
He's not wrong.
See, he's an environmentalist.
Yeah. Okay.
The circle of life.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What is the official state dessert of Missouri?
No idea.
Shoe fly pie.
Nope. It's the ice cream cone.
Okay.
Ah,
Actually, what is shoe fly pie the official state dessert of? I'll find out.
I don't know if it is, but
I
I've
don't
always
know if it is
wanted.
or not.
It's like a super molassesy kind of a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if it is or not, but it rings a bell.
Well, it's supposed to be so sweet that flies keep on getting on it, and you have to like bat them away, going "shoo fly, shoo." Where that's where it's supposed to get its name.
Forget about the Jamie, because you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So Torque is wondering a specific type of ice cream cone or just the garden variety.
Oh,
I
there you
think
go.
just ice cream cone in general. I don't know. I'll find out. Let me go down to Missouri.
That sounds good.
I'm on
I haven't
Wikipedia
had
now.
I haven't had ice cream cone in a while.
Yeah, it's nice to get a nice one once in a blue moon. Yeah, let me see.
Yeah.
Massachusetts. What is Massachusetts? Boston cream pie, obviously. Okay.
Yeah.
What's Maryland?
I'll find out. Hold on.
I don't know what
Uh-oh.
site you're on, and I wouldn't be able to look it up on my crappy computer anyway.
Smith Island cake. I'm not sure what that
okay.
is.
I know it's
Okay,
a
now I'm
7
curious.
it's a
Illinois.
7-layer cake.
Okay, Illinois. I'll find it for you. Hold on.
Smith Island is a small little island in the Chesapeake that has a
Uh,
special multi-layer cake that's very popular.
It's nonsense. You know, I gotta go find the map because this is giving me state pie for Illinois is pumpkin pie, but that's not what we're looking for here. Hold on.
So the kid died.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, you
Kinda
knew it was
sad.
going to.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, infection is probably what killed him.
Forget it. I mean, they were having to hack limbs off and stuff back then to stop gangrene. This is just
Yeah.
I like how he sends them to them because they'll probably give him a burial that he couldn't. How the guy comes out and getting his boot on. And he rides right on by.
Yep.
Nice distraction.
So the kid's last act was
Yep.
to be a decoy.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? He saved his life, right?
But he, you know what Josie said is like they can give you a better burial than I could.
He's not wrong.
True.
So, all right.
Pennsylvania,
Illinois?
Dessert.
Illinois is brownies.
Okay, I can live with that.
Lone Waddy. Here we go. I love this guy. He's cool.
Yeah, you notice he's the pick I picked because I figured, I think old aged boomer. This is an aged boomer here, right?
Yeah,
This is-
kind of.
Yeah.
I almost thought about going with him just because
He's
I've
funny.
always liked his character.
Oh, shoe fly ply is West Virginia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Chief Dan George. I was reading that he had a hard time with his lines, and so when he had to say a story or something, Clint Eastwood just says, "Okay, this situation, just tell me about it."
Yeah.
And he kind of just he was a great storyteller. He just had a hard time memorizing.
Oh, he's wonderful in this.
Yeah.
But here in the nation, they call us the civilized tribe. Yes, I like this whole speech. Call us civilized because we're easy to sneak up on.
Yeah.
White men have been sneaking up on us for years. I'm sorry, it's funny. Cherokee, yes, okay. Yep. It's all true.
Mm-hmm. And I like how he
I like
senses
that. He turns around, he's gone.
Yeah, I know. He's telling a story. It's just, I
You
was
snuck
interested
up on
in
me
it.
and snuck away.
It's like, dang, I was telling a really great story. He wasn't even listening.
Right.
Oh, now I want one of my pears. Oh, be right back. You want a pear, honey?
Yeah, actually.
Pears are nice. They go good. They go good with apple cider, I think, right?
Oh, sure.
He's telling the story. Endeavor to persevere. uh, the newspaper said, Indians vow to endeavor to persevere. I'm sorry.
I wish there was a spoken word album of him.
There
telling
just should.
stories.
There
Right?
could be, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just. They
He's
declared war on the Union. Okay. They kind of have the same enemy if you think about it. It's like the things.
Well, in a way, his story's similar, you know. The white man
Yep.
was responsible for the death of his family.
Yep. You want to know what the national state dessert of Mississippi is? No one? Okay.
Mississippi mud pie.
Yep.
I think there were a lot of Confederates who didn't surrender, and they did go to Mexico, didn't
They
they?
went to
That is
Mexico.
true. Yes.
What's that, John? The Unconquered. Rock Hudson, John Wayne.
Interesting.
I think there's a film that's kind of like that.
Okay.
Okay. It's for looking through. I have been doing that for 50 years.
Looking through a piece of rock candy.
No, I'll pick up something like
Oh, okay.
I'll just hold it between my fingers every now and then, like a marble or
Yeah.
something. I'll just say, it's not for eating, it's for looking through. It's for some reason that just has stuck with me all these years.
Huh. I'm waiting for a scene of him saying, "Where's my rock candy?" Then it's in Clint Eastwood's mouth. It's like, it's like
That would have been funny.
Jason Wells. Uh,
And yet another guy who works with Clint a lot.
muskrat. Nobody wants no muskrat pelts.
Whoops.
Oh,
Mm.
that's not cool.
That silhouette.
I like that. It's just all Joe's staring at him. It's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I can't beat the poor woman in front of you. I'm just like,
Yep, Geraldine Keams. They've been out in the bush too long. They got some needs that they want tended to.
all right. Well, according to this map I'm looking at, ice cream cone is not the Missouri state dessert. It's gooey butter cake, a St.
sounds
Louis
good, too.
curiosity. Gooey butter cake is a St. Louis curiosity that seems to defy description, despite being seemingly specific nature of its name. Falls somewhere between a sheet cake and a bar. Starts with a thick layer, extra buttery yellow cake.
Another great silhouette
But the
there,
gooey
him
part
standing
comes
in
from a
the
filling made of
doorway.
cream cheese, powdered sugar, and eggs. Okay.
You hear those spurs, ka-ching, ka-ching,
Yep.
ka-ching.
Did you want spurs as a kid, Al? Just to do the ka-chink, ka-chink?
Not that I can really remember. I have worn spurs in
Oh, wow.
my medieval stuff, but not those kind. Actually, he helped make some on the forge that one summer I helped out there. You don't like his tobacco habit, Netter?
Oh,
I don't like spitting. I think it's gross.
I had a
better than
college
swallowing
professor
it.
that would dip in class. He was a
Ew.
poetry professor.
Ew.
I've had some friends who would like do it. They had always had the cup with them to spit in.
Yep.
Guys, I'm
Josie
eating,
Wales.
please. It's gross.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I always thought, man, that might be something I'd get into, the chewing tobacco, but apparently, it does bad things to your mouth after a while.
Yeah.
So everybody knows him.
He's worth 5,000, which is 80-some thousand in today's money.
Yeah, yeah. Adjusted for low inflation, that's a lot.
Yeah. That's slow, molasses in winter. It's very subtle, but I like how nervous that guy is.
Yeah.
You could tell. He's like, okay.
Now, is the aim here to bring him back alive? Because I'm not really understanding why anyone bothers.
Yeah, I think he's worth more dead than alive. I mean, alive than
Gotcha,
dead.
gotcha. Okay.
Now about that horse.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know what to say.
Ew, he's got to stop spitting. It's gross.
Now he's got two horses, right?
Red legs.
That's an interesting way to cover your identity, though. If you just have the red legs, you can't see that up close. You know, when you're. It might be an interesting identifier.
I like the howdy.
I love this.
He's like, oh, damn.
Oh, he's not happy. I used to have power. Now old age is creeping up on me. It's more like old habits than old age. I like that.
I like the
Well, he knows that.
I like his makeup effect with that scar that he still has.
Yep.
Into his beard.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I like this part too. She's just. And of course, he doesn't know what she's saying because it's a different tribe, right? So this,
Yeah.
she says she's Navajo. Okay, so he does know. Okay, so she does know. All right.
But she's still talking. It's like she finally got someone that could understand her.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Some tour guy said he should have bought tape. Tape her mouth shut, I guess. Living.
Oh, she thinks I'm some kind of Cherokee chief. That's funny.
Oh, that's mean.
They're gonna bring the dog too.
Disgusting.
Like the might as well ride with me. Everybody else is.
Yeah, right.
Dog is
Yeah,
not
there,
here.
you son of a bitch.
I like these are all kind of. I like he's forming a little band of outcasts. That's what it is, right?
This. If anybody watched the Book of Boba Fett, okay, that's what this was. You know, it's like
Yeah.
everyone's
kind
so
of.
pissed
Yeah, you're
off
right.
about the pacing and the he's not a badass. And da-da-da. It's like you people are just morons.
Rose of Alabama.
Did we have to spit on everything?
Well,
He's kind of an asshole. I mean,
yeah,
you know,
yes, that's
just because you sympathize with him doesn't mean he's not an asshole.
oh,
Yeah.
Indian scouts. Oh, dude, I didn't want to think that sort of thing was sold, and I'm worried it was.
Oh, absolutely, it was.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh,
Specifically because the value of it was you bring it back to the Union soldiers and they pay you a bounty.
oh,
Now, I wonder if they built this set.
maybe.
Utah, it could also be what do you call it? A touristy type place.
Well, I would imagine a ghost town wouldn't be. I mean, in comparison, they were kind of had to spring up overnight even back in the day, right?
True,
so
true,
it was
true.
they, and
But
you know,
yeah, this is probably built and not, because look at that. That's all pretty darn new looking.
because yeah,
Well, literally in the background, you see buildings that are being built. So that's what this
Rednecks.
town is. It's a new town. Yeah.
yep. What do you think of that?
Woman after Netter's own spirit.
You're born in the barn. It's-
That's the picture she should have had. Was
Right.
the old lady,
Oh.
Nothing nice comes from Missouri.
And treading lightly is not. It is Netter.
I want to say I always loved Sondra Locke. I thought she
Oh,
was
yeah.
so beautiful. Just
Mhm.
something about her. Those eyes.
Okay. She's just a bitch. I'm not like that.
Well, no. But I do admire her spirit.
She wasn't wrong necessarily about the
True.
spinning, though, right? It's like-
And look who it is selling his wares.
and I can believe they'd run into each other again. I don't know. It's
A little. Well, if you're a salesman, you should kind of know a thing
You
or two
drink
about
it.
that.
Alrighty.
You drink it.
Yeah,
Oh,
what makes you think
Saturn.
that Angie can't handle his liquor?
Saturn said he had a friend who was like that and his teeth are messed up. I think, Saturn, you said the PA does, according to the sweet map of the United States, Pennsylvania state dessert is the banana split. If I'm buying this map, yes. Killed Simple Discount over and look at that. You know,
And that was a big thing back then. The postcards of dead outlaws.
50, 60.
Isn't it funny? $3.
I reckon so.
Uh-oh. I love how this scene was filmed.
You dumbass.
Oh!
You're gonna get these 4 boys killed.
I have to say, a white suit in the Old West is a bad idea.
Right.
There goes spitting
Well,
on
and
him.
look at those 4 kids. They're like, they don't want to do this, but it's like we kind of.
It's kind of their
know it.
job.
They know
They'll be
what he
like,
is like.
Judge
They know
Wales,
him.
where?
We're trying to decide.
Why don't you just tell us that man's a fool and don't know what he's talking about? Oh, here we go. Boom, boom, boom.
You finally got to shoot somebody. Right to the
Yeah. Good.
Wow.
Good for him.
That's going to take a while to get all those things out. Huh?
He was
Oh,
holding
yeah.
it
Well,
like,
those
"Ew."
stains aren't coming out.
Get a new suit. Get a new line of work,
Well, he
too.
was using a tonic on it earlier.
Yeah, well, and the smell, he's going to need farmhand Toms.
Now they're after him.
Frankly, I would have shot the salesman too.
Right?
Ugh. Did her job. Ouch. That would have hurt.
Yeah. It was a glancing blow, though. That's the only thing that
Yeah.
kept it from being like fatal.
That is beautiful country, though.
Yeah. Guess we're going to see that Navajo girl again. Guess not.
Oh, what happened to her? I didn't see where she went.
She got left behind because it got all higgledy-piggledy. So Sir Torrance
And she helped
says,
block them, which was a good thing, too.
Sir Torrance says, Josie's still listening to her talk. I should have brought tape. Funny you say that, because it was right around this time that tape was actually invented. It was invented in England. It was the first use of medical tape, using a sticky product on linen. have to wonder if what they did was they had to go around filming things getting spit on
Yeah.
just to edit into his, you know.
Oh no! You know what? That the store owner is getting a little too excited about this.
Good point.
Yeah, what makes you think that?
Now we got bounty hunters.
Mm-hmm. A lot of money on his head there.
They don't look like Boba Fett to me.
Well, that was a character Eastwood used to play himself in those
Yep.
spaghetti westerns, the Dollars trilogy. He would play a bounty, or as they called them, the bounty killers. You know, they would.
Well, that's why, you know, whether they're brought back dead or alive, sometimes it didn't matter. Sometimes it does.
There is a wonderful line in $4 More when he corners the guy and he says, "Dead or alive, I get paid either way." He's basically warning the guy.
Right.
You know? It's like...
But that's why I asked that earlier, because in reality, they didn't screw around. If they got the same money either way, they'd shoot you before you even saw them.
Yeah. That's some desert, huh?
And now that you tell me this was filmed in Utah, it makes perfect sense, because you have desert, you got grasslands, you got mountains, hills, just about everything you want for location shoots like this.
What's that? What's that yonder?
I said, I know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I'm about to kill her.
Said we was the only kin she had.
Yeah.
Well, they become like a family. Chief finally having something go his way. Anybody out there snacking? Just wondering what you have. I've been chewing on some
Chips.
Triscuits.
Yeah, sorry, just potato chips.
Oh no, that's all right. I was just curious. Like I said, I've been gnawing on Triscuits. They sound loud in my head.
I'm sitting way back from the mic too.
If you like that, I guess you're right. I'm not that old after all. Ha ha.
Yeah. Lone, why
It
do you
almost
ain't
looks-
alone anymore?
They're having a little bit happy time there.
Yeah.
It almost looked like Clint. Josie was almost sliding away, like out of the way. You know? It's
Yeah.
I like the dog, huh?
I do too, but boy, don't get too far ahead. Get yourself in trouble that way. Oh, the Comanche.
I wonder how big the tribes were. Like how many members?
Oh, I don't
Well,
know.
it varied.
Right.
They were probably like little smaller tribes within
And then
the
there were
nation.
bigger ones, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, there's
I-
smoke.
I have to tell you, the current chips I'm obsessed with are the Zapp's brand of chips from Nolan's.
I've seen those.
Mhm.
They have like a Bourbon Street chip now.
Now, what's a Bourbon Street chip taste like?
I don't know. I'm thinking like when you get like the bourbon chicken, I think it's like they're trying to infuse that into a chip.
Oh,
Like,
that sounds
Oh,
yummy.
okay. That does sound good, actually.
it's something like that's like a smoky sweet flavor. It's really neat. Yeah. They also have crawtastic chips. Oh, I'm saying all this while people are being murdered by bandits. Anyway, uh, I have to tell you, that's something that will show up in a lot of spaghetti westerns. There is a lot of nastiness in the
Mhm.
West.
Mhm.
And then you think, and things are bad enough in the spaghetti western. Apparently, there was a subgenre of spaghetti western that was about a Mexican revolutionary types in Mexico, and that stuff was even harsher.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
it's like this is just like a nightmare.
Well, and this is, if anything, this is probably more historically accurate than people would care to believe.
They just destroyed the piano.
Because
Uh-oh.
it was no value to them.
What's the value? Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh, they killed the old lady?
No, not yet.
They killed, I think, I don't know, her brother or husband or something, the old man. They got him.
Wow, she's got big eyes.
Hmm.
Plus, she's terrified right now. And you can
Oh,
see
yeah.
it, and you know what they're thinking.
Oh yeah.
And she knows what they're thinking. And I'm like, why would you be kicking her?
Oh, well,
That must have been a very hard scene to film for her.
I
yeah.
would imagine.
There's another Eastwood regular.
Yep.
All right. They want us, yeah.
John Quaid.
He wants a cellar.
Yep. And a fresh woman is worth a lot more than a
What'd he
used
do?
one.
He knocked the boulders over. No.
What I love about the old man is he kind of breaks all the stereotypes, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, fix yourself. You're the one who ripped my outfit.
Yes.
It's like
Dog don't like that.
There's way too much spitting in this movie.
I know.
No, so I don't mind about the killing. It's the spitting that
It's
I
the
don't.
Right.
spitting, yeah. Oh, come on, man. Leave the old woman alone. Jeez. I know she's a pain, but still, that's cruel. You don't do that. Bandits are always scummy looking. Have you noticed that?
Oh yeah.
These are just. I'm taking it. 10 Bears is he the Comanche chief? Is that who they're talking about?
I believe so.
Yeah. Don't the names usually have of what the mother saw when giving birth? Were there 10 bears around her? That's what I wondered. Were they just sitting there watching? I'm just. Oh.
Yeah, no, that's that's part of a joke. That's not how it was really done.
All right. I'm just saying. I don't know. Look. Got the white flag and everything.
It's a parlay, all right.
A parlez-vous.
Hell's coming to breakfast.
Hell's coming to breakfast. Now spit, and he's
At least he warned you on that one.
Boom.
It's like his white flag is tied to his gun. What were you expecting, you dumbass?
Well, I don't know. I mean, come on. That's just not cricket.
He didn't have a stick.
Right, because
You
they're
got-
expecting people to be so cricket, right? Ooh,
Oh, he's getting dragged by the horse. That's not good.
that did not look intentional.
I forgot which Clint Eastwood movie, but I think there was one where like he was having a shootout with some guys, and some of the guys in the bar that were ready to start just got out of there. They just ran, and he didn't shoot them because they just ran right away.
Hey, Mr. Matchstick, popping in
Hello.
to say hi. Hi, how you doing?
Hey, Matchstick.
Thank you for stopping in.
Yeah, I was not able to do my hi sweeties in the chat because I'm on an old computer that lags a lot, so I didn't want a chance doing anything extra.
No hi, sweeties.
Hi, sweeties.
Yeah, right. There you go. That's how you do it.
There's the dog.
He's still hanging in there.
If I were that dog, I'd stay away from.
I was gonna say, if I was that dog by now, I'd have learned to stay out of spitting distance.
Or bite the snot out of him.
They get the piano back on there?
I think they might have done. But he's just picking up more and more as he goes. Now we got more horses. We got oxen. We got a cart full of stuff.
Back then, the piano was like the entertainment center of the house, right?
True.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was reading that, of course, if people don't remember, Clint Eastwood and Sondra Locke were an item for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this, I think this was the film that they got together on.
Mm-hmm.
And after the filming stopped, they went out. He had shaved. And it was the first time she saw him without a beard. And she was like a little taken aback
Well, I
because
would
she had
imagine.
fallen for Josie Wales. And now here's like clean shaven Clint.
How about the clouds over there? Clouds are like what? Dreams floating across the sky, blue sky. What?
So they had hippies back then too?
Yes.
Stop eating the
Well,
mushroom.
think when this was made too. You know, this is what mid-70s.
Yeah, no, you're
right. He's from Missouri. The rest of the line, I think, from The Simpsons, where Grandpa Simpson only recognized 49 states, says, "I'll be 6 feet in the ground before I recognize Missouri." He was not. Missouri gets a hard rap, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever been to Missouri. I don't know. Maybe I've driven through it. I don't know.
I never have. Farthest west I've ever gone is Michigan.
Trying to remember, is there a Spanish mission here, or is that a different Eastwood movie I'm thinking of?
This is like a little ramshackle town that's seen its better days.
You think maybe there was a gold rush that went south or something?
You know? Well, a lot of people, go to the gold rush, but the reality is, yes, that caused a big spurt of activity, but just as valuable as gold was the land itself.
Right.
So Torquay said he thinks that was Unforgiven.
Oh, yeah,
everybody
could be.
kind of ducks out.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think it was Unforgiven. You're right. Which I thought was smart because it's like usually I think that was the last Western Eastwood did. Actually, was Unforgiven. I think that was his last Western.
And it won an Oscar for Best Film.
Yep. What do you have?
What else would you order walking in there? Beer, then. Yeah, okay.
Royal Dano, he's a familiar character actor.
So apparently there was a silver mine nearby.
Okay.
Oh, spittoon.
Yeah, did you hear that ping?
Ding.
I didn't mean to offend him.
I don't think he was offended.
I said people don't mind being called eye rollers.
I think he was just a little disappointed.
Nope, that's not what he means. Look.
Okay,
That got him
fine.
up.
When I said pour me a whiskey, I meant pour me a whiskey. Get on it.
Oh, here we go. Stop talking about it being a thriving place. You be the mother of Tom Turner. I don't like you, Rose.
I'm sure his nose was a few other places.
Yeah.
A little odd.
Oh, here we go. Oh, look, he died a proud member of Senator Jim's Red Legs, fighting for the just cause.
What Granny's saying there is,
Yeah.
my son never hooked up with no whore.
Yep.
At least that's what she thinks. She's got a very skewed view of Sonny Boy.
Oh, here we go. Gotta take a pot shot at Josie Wales after he saved you from a horrible fate.
Yeah. Ah, the dog.
Dog knows.
Yep. He's like, I don't know what's going on, but I know it ain't good.
This actor I've seen in lots of movies,
Yeah.
and his face always bothers me. Maybe it's like that smug look. I just,
John Davis Chandler.
yeah.
I reckon I'm right popular. I was just thinking that. Dying ain't much of a living. Don't reckon I can. I'm too stupid.
Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, no, it's not over. You don't get too chill, people.
Mhm.
You notice the old woman's like, oh, something's still happening here.
You got a point, though. Sometimes Eastwood Westerns do kind of run together, don't they?
Yeah.
Like Hang 'em High. I think I confused that with Joe. Oh, there he goes.
Yep.
Now, like I had to come back. I know.
Think about it, boy.
Oh, that was a through and through, so he ain't coming back from that.
I'm telling you, the smart ones know when it's time to go bye-bye.
That wasn't much of a saloon.
It wasn't much of a town.
Well, at
Like
least they got some
I
whiskey now.
I expect the saloon to, just have the piano playing, the bartender slinging the stuff, just the card games going on, Come on, this is
Some whiskey, some rye.
yeah.
Like, what? Do I smell or something?
Ted Barris is the greatest Comanche war chief, and he's angry.
Mhm. And it's a real person. There was a real 10 Bears.
Like I say, each year he meets one of your blue coat generals. They ain't my blue coat generals.
For damn sure. So notice what we have here. We got a couple natives. We got someone from south of the border. You got an old woman and her granddaughter. You basically have the wretched refuse of everybody, right?
Yep.
Talk about a melting pot.
Yep.
But I thought there wasn't any diversity in films back then.
Well, I don't see any non-binary, transgendered, gender fluid people here.
That was in the next town over, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They're the next town over.
Yeah.
We don't know what them red legs have been up to.
That's
Oh. It's so beautiful. Okay.
Grandma, you're delusional.
That's a church.
Be a nice fixer-upper, though. I mean, it's built. That's half the battle.
A nice Dutch oven. Okay, never
Is this
mind.
where she wanted to end up?
I guess.
Well, probably in her mind where they were, it was either end up here or they're living on the streets, right? That was probably why they made the trek, right? I'm just
Sir Torgay says, Troy, the word you were looking for is otherkin.
Yeah, exactly.
otherkin.
I think I'm going to throw up.
The guy who wrote this book
He just.
of the movie that is based on was a speechwriter for George Wallace.
Oh,
Interesting.
She just forced him to swallow his chaw, and I think I'm going to be sick.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
What was it? What?
He
He
swallowed
was
the
going
chewing
to spit on
tobacco.
the floor,
Oh.
and she gave him a look, and he swallowed his chaw.
Oh yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, why not stay with him? So I guess his point is they're never going to leave him alone.
Yep.
well, and I think what's also unsaid is even if they forget me, I'm not going to forget them.
It's like they're not done with him, but he's also not done with them yet. With that rug, Granny.
You got to do it.
dog's helping.
Yeah.
Hey, good dog, huh?
Do you think you could live in in like a pioneer lifestyle like that?
I know how. I don't know if I'm young enough to do that crap now, but
Oh, getting flashbacks.
yeah. And that
That's
probably doesn't help.
Ah, those eyes.
Right?
Now I'm going to smile at you and run away.
So you guys commented on that scar on his face. My heart kind of goes out to the makeup guy because keeping that collodion in place throughout a full day shoot in that heat,
I
not an
know.
easy thing.
We're talking about pioneer lifestyle. Do you remember? They had had several series. One of them was called Frontier House, where they took like regular people and put them in a frontier
Oh,
setting.
really?
Yeah, it was like a reality type series. You know, they had to make do as they would back then.
Could you still call for a pizza?
No,
Delivery? No.
Sing.
although there was some cheating going on. They did find out.
Boo! You can't do that. No cheating. Oh,
Yeah, I'm not so sure that's the case.
time to deliver us from the Philistines. What is? Uh-oh.
Oh, this is not gonna go well.
10 Bears.
Yep.
Will Sampson.
All right. So this is sort of like a mini fortress, isn't it?
I love that. I love the way he's managing this thing.
Yeah.
And he refocuses her to what he thinks she'd do better. And she's like, okay, I'll do it.
He's not wrong.
Nope. Yep.
That's painful too.
It's my death face.
He's like,
No offense, man. I love it.
Leave it. None taken.
He's not coming back. Yeah, I'm not looking back.
I'll have to try to stop this craziness. I like how they're bringing back in the war drums.
Yep.
Like he's a soldier again.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Mm.
hope they don't pour some bugs on them, huh? The rats.
I don't even need to. If there's a red anthill nearby, I
Done.
don't have to do nothing.
He's got a mad face too.
He's got the blue paint. That's remind me of what the Britons used to wear, right, on their face, for the Romans
Yeah.
came.
The Picts, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of guys.
Yep.
Mhm.
Really, you need to send all those guys out for one man?
Maybe they're seeing how intimidated they can make him. I don't know.
Spit. I think he's showing he's an honorable man.
Yes. Uh-huh. It's sad that governments are
Yeah.
cheap by the double tongues.
Oh, well, I like that
I've been-
line.
I'm going to slap my hand and become your blood brother.
I reckon so.
So that was smart, huh? You just talk to him.
Sometimes if you just
Sometimes
talk,
that's
you
all
don't
that's
need to
needed.
fight.
Again, I'm drawing a lot of comparisons here with Book of Boba Fett, you know?
He's
And
saying
what happens? He brought back his men. Never thought I'd be glad to see another Indian.
Party time.
they got the brand.
Where
Yep.
was he all this time?
He was in town.
Ouch. She is a flirty little thing.
Yeah.
A chain.
If he ever gets a watch.
Not
Well, I've been meaning to get one. Now I have an excuse to do so.
I always remember this fantasy book I read once where the woman took her hair and made a bowstring
Mm,
for her fella.
I can see that. Yeah.
Sorry. Rose of Alabama. I don't think singing that song would
I like
get his
that.
tag.
I love that. You know how to dance? No, me neither.
That would be a nice little place to live, though.
Right?
You know?
And
Got
look
a
who's
river.
coming.
Oh
Yep.
boy.
So red legs.
You little tattletale.
Yeah, because your shouting ain't going to bring any attention to you.
What'd you say, Nanette?
But his shouting isn't gonna, like, calling attention to himself or anything.
Right, exactly.
Here's Grandma.
Three kinds of suns.
Yep.
Missouri Mule. What is the show? What is the Show Me State? Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Missouri.
I told you I was watching that Tokyo Vice show, and the one Japanese guy asked the American reporter, says, "Where are you from?" And he says, "America." What? And then he says, "The state of Missouri." He says, "It's the Show Me State." What does that mean? I have no idea.
Little post-traumatic stress.
He's got some battle scars, huh?
Mm-hmm. Inside and out.
Ah, he disappeared. So what? He's worried he's going to bring trouble to them. Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, trouble goes wherever he goes, and he doesn't want anybody to get hurt. So
He's got to stick around there in case Ten Bears comes back. Ten Bears is basically looking at him as kind of a chief, right, or like at least, or a warrior at least to keep his people in line, right? So
he kind of, yeah, he's like, whoa.
Too late.
Too long.
I said, for goodness sakes.
That was a nice little slide. I was wondering when that was going to happen. I read about that. The horse doing kind of a slide. You better have a lot of bullets, son.
Well, as Tony Bears comes and helps him out.
Talk about hell coming to breakfast. They're bringing everybody across. No, he ain't.
I bet Grandma's got the gun too, right?
Oh, he's gonna spit again.
Yeah, it's necessary
Well-
in this movie.
I'd want to make sure I killed that one guy in particular because he's the one who killed his wife and kid.
Yeah, I think he recognizes him.
None taken.
None. I like that. That's good writing when you got that set up and payoff later. And funny as it is, both lines, the whole thing about no offense, none taken, very genuine because it's like, I agree with you. The people you're hating on, I hate on them too. And it has
Yep.
nothing to do with the color of our skin.
Yep.
Ooh.
Ah. Good shot, girl. Although I don't understand
Yep.
why you opened the door. You could have shot right through the cross.
I don't know.
Like
they already went to the point that you could just line them up. So you could see so we could see who did the shooting. That's why. That's for the audience. Okay.
And here's
I
the
don't
coming
know
through
why.
the roof like he had predicted.
Getting dragged.
Nice shooting, girl.
Looks like she got 2 with 1 on that one.
Time to settle that last score.
Any of you ever ridden a horse?
Yep.
Yeah, but
Been a long time.
wasn't galloping.
I was just thinking about it when you guys were talking about Spurs earlier. I had the opportunity to ride with Spurs and just didn't like the idea. But whether you're wearing Spurs or not, you still got to guide the horse the same way with your heels.
I never have, except in video games.
Well, it's like a lot of things, you know, it's not that difficult, but it takes time to get used to it. You got to build
Right.
certain muscles.
Understood.
You got to break yourself in as much as the horse.
No, I understand. It's funny because I remember when they made the Legend of Zelda, the one Legend of Zelda game, and there was a rumor going around Link will have a vehicle in the game. And I'm like, what is he talking about? Vehicle? Oh, he gets a horse. Okay. You know, I don't like this guy.
You dirty rat, you killed my family.
Yeah.
I want this guy to say, your wife's screams are like a lullaby that lulls me to sleep each night. That's what I would say to him. You know, it's like, just,
It's like, we're doing Russian roulette. You don't know where the bullet is.
You don't know when it's coming. Well, it's gonna be, you get a dozen clicks maximum. Yeah, you
Got
can
enough
see the
guns.
collodion on his cheek peeling up from the sweat and the heat. He was waiting for that.
Yeah.
the gunshot might have been better, huh?
And here's the thing. That went through the gut. Chances are it didn't hit anything major enough to kill him this quick. He would be dying for hours.
Well,
He'd already lost a lot of blood, though.
Well, okay, good point. Good point.
I loved how he did that little like look in his eye,
Yeah.
like when he suddenly realized he did it. He killed the guy
Well,
that he wanted to.
I took it a little differently. I took it as I just killed a man and I enjoyed it.
I killed a man and I
Smart Alec.
I killed a man. I liked it.
Huh. I like the framing, the light on his eyes.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like you knew who it was, but it was a great reveal anyway.
mm-hmm. Yep.
Like a very tense situation. It's like, what is Fletcher gonna do?
Josie Wells is DEAD, isn't he?
And he's waiting.
He's like, you gonna
What's,
give me up?
what's up with this guy? Man, he's got blue eyes.
Seeing you, Mr. Wilson.
Didn't even look at him. Maybe it was 6. Could have been 10. Wow. Hmm.
His war is over.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, I'm board that horse.
Well, hope he doesn't die from that gut wound.
He doesn't
Only-
because there's a sequel.
I was gonna say only if Ryan Johnson was directing.
Right.
Actually, Ryan Johnson was directing. They just would have shot the Redlegs would have shot this town up in
Right.
You know,
And his thought is like, okay, I guess I'm not dying today. Day isn't over yet.
there's the sun.
Yup.
Riding into the sunset or
Ah.
rise,
Six shots
whichever
for
it
only
is.
5.
Yeah, they watched that one on Sidetracks with Birdman.
What one?
She was just quoting the did I fire 5 shots or 6?
That was from Dirty Harry.
Yep.
Yes. Clint Eastwood was
Yeah.
busy in the 70s, wasn't he?
Yup. Then he started getting more and more busy behind the camera.
That's true. I think his directorial debut, I could be wrong, but I believe was Play Misty for Me,
Oh, really?
which is interesting. That's a horror movie, actually. It's kind of a scary movie, actually. He's
It's
being
a
stalked by
like a thriller, maybe.
like a
Yeah.
thriller. Yeah, well, he's being stalked. Let's be honest here by
Well, that is.
I'm not even shutting it down because I kind of really dig the closing credit music.
Yeah,
It's a good score.
yeah. Like I love that Civil War music.
The
It's one of the reasons
piccolos and
when
stuff.
they had
Yeah.
Ken Burns' Civil War, I bought that
Oh, yeah.
soundtrack. That's a great soundtrack.
Yep.
Has all that kind of
There we go.
drum, fife, and some just great period music. Well, that is, like I said, the Outlaw Josie Wales, my favorite Clint Eastwood film.
hmm
Love the character. I just think it's a great story.
Have you seen the sequel, the quote unquote sequel?
No, I didn't know about it till tonight when I was reading.
Which
stuff
one is
about the
that?
film? It's called The Return of Josie Wales. And it
Oh, that
stars
makes sense.
Michael Parks as
Okay.
Josie. And that's all I know about it, really.
I'll have to look into that because just from a film point of view, if you recast the main actor, you wonder how much is the production connected to the previous story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, so Torque again said Clint Eastwood directed and starred in this one, and the sequel was directed by Michael Parks, who was the
Also
star.
starred in it. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a funny feeling that this one is the superior one, though.
Probably.
Just
Well,
you know,
I mean,
maybe
and
by a little bit. You know,
the fact is, the in the history of films, the number of sequels that surpass the previous film are very few and far between.
oh yeah. Return of Josie Wales was '86, directed and starring Michael Parks. Was adopted from The Vengeance Trail of Josie Wales, the 1976 second novel featuring the Josie Wales character
So there
by
was a whole
Asa
line of
Earl
these
Carter.
stories. Cool.
So yeah, I'm looking at the cast. There is a character named Rose, but I don't 10 spot. So it seems like there's a couple of carryovers.
Dude, I'm looking at the thumbnail for Geeky Geezers tomorrow, Troy. I'm just looking at it now. You have a nuclear bomb going off.
Yes, I do.
That's messed up. Okay.
You have a nuclear bomb going what in a
A
what?
nuclear bomb going off and like Mickey Mouse
At
looking
Reedy
all
Creek.
afraid at Reedy
Oh.
Creek. Yeah. Oh no.
Well,
Oh.
what was the headline that I saw on I think it was Daily Wire? Uh, um, Florida government nukes Disney from orbit or something like that. I'm like,
Yeah, that's
okay, that's what kind of inspired that.
funny. All right,
Okay,
gotcha.
well, like I said, well then Geeky Geezers tomorrow night. Anything else besides the mouse getting nuked?
Oh,
Any,
and the Ezra Miller
topic?
stuff, and looks like stuff on a new Star Wars game that's coming out, and I'm trying to think what else. The Streets of Rage movie everybody's been clamoring for all these years. Something about Bill Murray. Also, some toy discussion considering
Yeah.
concerning new
I did
Hasbro
not know you
packaging.
wanted to get into that. I'm happy to.
We're
I
getting
have
into it because
plenty to say about
I'm
it.
curious as to what a toy collector has to say about
Oh,
that.
I will share with you. Don't you worry.
So definitely turn in to Geeky Geezers
thank you.
tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, right? Eastern
9
Standard Time.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yep.
Anything else going on earlier than that for you guys, Troy? Because sometimes you get up early on a Sunday morning and do something.
I got some personal stuff. Friend that needs some socializing a little bit.
All right.
Oh, okay.
But as far as the YouTubery,
Yeah,
let me
YouTubery.
think. Let me think. Yeah, I got Tuesday with Mr. Matchstick and this geezer here for the
Culture
Culture
Fortress.
What did I say I was going to talk about?
Bionic
announce that?
Man. The Bionic Man.
Bionic Man. Okay,
Let
so I'll
him
be
know.
talking
It's
about.
just-
Well,
it's-
probably going to be talking
Bionic
about both
Man and Bionic Woman.
Exactly.
You said $6 million because they're both kind of tied. They're both a television universe, right? They're both the same universe, right?
Yes, this is not something new. These shared universes,
Also on Tuesday night, I will be with which one are we doing? I will be with Professor Geek, and we're going to be finishing up the Allegiance book, the Star Wars Legends novel, or whatever they would want to call it, the one of the expanded universe. And beyond that, next Saturday, Netter and Troy will not be here.
Yeah.
We will be back on this channel watching the film Mannequin, starring Kim Cattrall and Andrew McCarthy.
Your favorite.
One of my favorite actors, and my special guest that night will be none other than Professor Geek, who loves this movie, and I made a deal with him that I'd watch it with him. So we're going to be watching Mannequin next Saturday, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And the week after that, we are starting I forgot what I called it, for May. But
May
we're
Madness?
Yeah, that's
Mayhem?
kind of
well,
too
an
easy.
amusing May amusement, something like that. I forget exactly what it was.
Mary
gonna-
May. No, that doesn't work either.
No.
Mayusement?
But I'm going to be doing a couple of comedies in May, starting off with Robin Hood Men in Tights. And then later in the month, we're going to be watching Bill Murray's Stripes, which was an early classic of his, a great film. Kind of almost like in the Memorial Day zone. So I picked something with a little bit of a military theme in a comedy.
I got
better
it. Mary
than
May.
No, I named it
Mary
something,
Mint?
but
Mary
I
May?
don't know if I've
Also,
really,
married men.
yeah, I'm having some Mary. Oh man, I should have like done a playoff on that. Didn't even think about it. That would have been a lot of fun. But yeah, that those are the upcoming movies. Netter's Network will be back in 3 weeks. So yeah. Well, this was the first. I've got 2 more. Then Netter will be back. Do you know what you're going to be doing next?
I did know. Give me a sec.
Was it Black Cauldron?
That's right, Black Cauldron, wasn't it?
Unless they've changed their minds. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, Black Cauldron in
Black Cauldron.
a few weeks. That'll be a lot of fun. I haven't seen that one in a long time. Looking forward to that one actually. May Amusement. Yeah, that's what it was. May Amusement. May 7th.
And I'm talking about the animated one, not the live action one.
Right.
There never has been a live action Black Cauldron.
Give them time.
Well, give them time. No, let's enjoy, the good stuff while we can.
I'm sorry, I was thinking about a different Disney movie that's got a similar theme.
Too many of those Disney films have been remade. So yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, and just a heads up on Stripes. The one we'll be watching is the extended edition,
No,
which I didn't even know was a thing.
I'll have to look and see if I can find an extended version of it. Then.
It's the Blu-ray. It's the Blu-ray version that was put out, I believe. It's got some extended, a few scenes that were not in the original release. Something dealing with a paratrooper thing.
Cool.
But yeah, that's what's coming up. Any word on what's going on your drinking show on Friday?
Yeah. Darn it, Boomer. What's the name of that show that we're gonna be watching?
Friday Night Last Call.
No, yeah, not in my show. The show we're gonna be
heck,
talking
I don't
about.
know.
Boomer's already drinking. It sounds like.
Yeah,
Hold
Google.
on. Amazon.
Give me a second. Let me look. It's,
Prime series.
yeah, the Amazon Prime series Outer Range. Have you heard of that, Al?
Ooh, yes,
Yeah.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah,
I've been
so
meaning to watch that.
I have not seen it yet, but by the time we get around to Friday, I'll have caught up. I
That
know
is
that
on my
Boomer's
list.
seen it already, but Stephen Otten, Deleted Scenes, suggested it to us, said he wanted to talk about it, and I said, okay, give me a chance to get caught up, and we'll do that.
Cool. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that because right now I'm still I'm into Moon Knight, which has got a couple episodes left, I believe, and I am still I'm hanging in with Picard.
Yep.
By my fingertips, but
that says a lot, Al. I mean, when you sound a little bit down on something like that, even a little bit, that says
actually,
a lot.
I'll tell you what it is. It's one thing is that the source that I get it from still hasn't gotten the last episode yet.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm still kind of like waiting for it. But the show, I will say, as far as an excitement of the story, I'm more intrigued by this storyline than the last season.
Okay.
I know it's weird. There's a lot more Borg stuff going on and Q and stuff like that. It's interesting, but it does have its issues. I will say that. Also, please check out the latest little ramble I had. I had a chance to watch The Northman, the new film from Robert Eggers. It just got released. I'll give you a hint. I loved it.
Okay.
So, because I'm a big old Viking at heart, so I dug almost everything about that film. So, any final words, people?
Nope.
I know Netter always likes to.
What's the thing, Netter?
It's like, well, I always say that we do thank you for being here. And, we can always talk amongst ourselves, but it's not as much fun as when you guys are here sharing this, at this time with us, putting your trivia, your questions, comments. It's just so much fun to be spending this time with you. So thank you for being here, because you're not
And-
just friends, you're family.
Right.
And for those of you who are listening in the future on record, because I know a few of you do, thank you for watching the movie and listening to us talk about it every now and then. I really appreciate that. I'm going to do a call out to Lynn Green, who has been a very avid watcher after the live stream. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you continue to enjoy our content, and thank you guys for being here. Age of Boomer, Troy, Nanette, as always.
Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure to have to
Mhm.
watch a film with friends. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the weekend and a wonderful week ahead. God bless you all. Take care.